Hi my friends, welcome to the channel English Professionally, and let's continue this very important playlist English Grammar from Zero, lesson 21. Really, this playlist is very important, so it's about the most important English grammar and different aspects of English grammar with lots of new phrases, examples, sentences. It's a very good English speaking and listening practice. So you can watch all this playlist and enjoy it. Okay, let's continue and let's revise what we studied. Okay, when do the lessons finish? So you know that if you are talking about the lessons, or about some specific lessons, you need to use that. When do the lessons finish? Or when does the lesson finish? So we know this lesson, that's why we have that. Does he want to have a car? So normally we put to between two verbs. We say want to do something. He runs fast. Yeah, we say run fast. She usually says it very quickly. So the difference between fast and quickly. Yeah, you know that we often say quickly, but there is a nice phrase to run fast. You just need to remember this phrase. So why do these problems interest you? So these problems, it means they. So do they? Why do they interest you? Why do these problems interest you? What do all these things mean? So these things, they, so mean. What do all these things mean? Yeah, we often say, sorry, what do you mean? So when you talk to someone, you often say, sorry, what do you mean? What do you mean? Or can you repeat it? Sorry, what do you mean? What does it seem to you so? Why does it seem to you so? Seem to. Say, it seems to me, it seems to him, and so on. Okay, my friends here don't have an interesting offer. So don't, because my friends, so it's they, and have an interesting offer. So we talked about it. You have an article, a or an, then an adjective, and then a noun. My friends don't have an interesting offer. Does his wife usually buy expensive things? Yeah, so maybe cheap things. So you can also use usually, always, often, sometimes, so different words. Does she listen to this music? We say listen to. Does she support this idea? So support can be a verb and can be a noun. Does my best friend need my support now? So does she support? Yeah, support is a verb here. And in the second sentence, if you look at it, so does my best friend need my support now? It's a noun. It doesn't interest me. It doesn't interest me, okay? It doesn't interest me. I have different interests. I have different hobbies. So interest, it's a verb. Okay, next. So really, what is next? So I usually get up early. So normally we put usually in the middle of the sentence. So I usually get up early. Does he want to study in another place? So if it's one, we say another. If it's more than one, we say other. In other places. Okay? Do your colleagues get $500 a month? So a month, a year, a week. Does your cousin believe in ghosts? So if we believe in something like ghosts, God, so say believe in. Compare. I believe you. It means I trust you. And I believe in God. Yeah. In something special. So why does your husband need it? Now or right now. Or urgently. Urgently means immediately. So now or right now. My brother doesn't try to learn English. So we talked about it, so normally we put to between two verbs. My brother doesn't try to learn English. So try to do something. Does the teacher want to tell us all the news? So the teacher, so we know this teacher, want to tell, so we put to between two verbs, and all the news. We say all the information, all the news, all the knowledge, and so on. Good. So why do those things seem boring or interesting? Do you need it right now? It means now or immediately. Does he play the guitar or does he play the violin? So we say play there if it's about musical instruments. Does he play the guitar Does he play the violin? Do I show good results? Does he need to learn English more regularly? Or you can say more often. Does your mother usually stay at home? Yeah, I would say stay at home. Do you know it better? So better it's positive, and worse it's negative. It's the opposite word. I know it better or I know it worse. Okay, do and make. Yeah, I would say, for example, do homework, do housework, but make money, make progress. Look, he doesn't have his own business, or we can say he doesn't do business. Do his students feel progress, or do his students make progress? So we say do business, but make progress, make money. We can say I think differently, or I think another way. So you have another opinion, you have another point of view. Do parents also think so? We put also in the middle, and too in the end. Do parents think so too? So does his friend want to continue? So normally we put to between two verbs. We say want to do something. And let's look at this structure. Let's plus verb. For example, let's continue. Let's continue. Really, let's continue. And you know, if you look at our last lesson or at our previous lesson, so we had lots of examples, but I prepared more examples, especially for you. And so you can listen and repeat. It's a very good English speaking and grammar practice. So this playlist is full of this very useful information and knowledge. Okay, so why does it seem strange? Does your classmate run very fast? Does he feel bad? Does she like this idea? What does your mother teach? Does he want to do it one more time? Do you have a house? Does she often fly to the United States? What does it mean? Does she teach English? Why does your best friend support them? How does your teacher explain it? Does this lesson seem very long? Does your brother use the internet every day? Do you work or study? Why do those things seem bad? Do they know all the information? Does this house look expensive? Does she also know it? What does your brother do at work? Do you often see her? Does she use the internet every day? How does your sister dance? Does it seem boring? Does she speak English? Do you want to tell her this thing? Does your mother stay at home? Does she need to rent a flat? When do you watch English movies? Does it interest you? Do your friends have an interesting offer? What does your boss need? How does the company work? Do you see your progress? Does she know it too? When does he come home? Do you need his help? Those things don't interest him. What do you think about it? His parents don't tell him everything. Do they usually come late? Why does he try to do it? Does this boy show a good result? Does she usually sleep well? Does he do business? Do the results seem good? Does, we need to say, does this thing happen rarely? How do the students prefer to learn English? Does our rest include it? Does she need it urgently? Does he need all the information? How does she explain it? Do your parents think so too? Does your mother work or stay at home? Do I do it very well? Does it really help you? Do you have any brothers or sisters? Do they see her? Do you think so? Does she need this information? How does your friend spend his free time? When does it usually happen? Where does your father work? Does his sister often meet him? Why does it seem boring? My friends don't have any interesting offer. Do you understand me? These results don't seem very good. Does she understand us? Does she often forget it? Do you really understand me? When does your boyfriend find time for it? Does it seem really strange? Do you have a boyfriend? Does your cousin know it better? Does it help him? Does she want to call them? Do these results seem very good? My teacher doesn't say it. Where does their daughter study? Does she believe in God? When do you do it? Why do you agree? Does this lesson help you? Why does this idea seem strange? Do these ideas seem interesting? Does it really work? Do they come late? Does it interest you? Do you do it professionally? What does she know about this thing? Does your friend have an interesting offer? Do these girls know it very well? Does he want to get more money? Does your father try to do it? Okay. Do these boys remember it very well? Does she read magazines? How does it seem to you? Does she need your advice? What does she need? Does your teacher often say it? Do you have a flat? Why do you learn English? Why does he make so many mistakes? This result seems good. Does this result seem very good? Why does he do it? Do you help your parents? How does your brother play the guitar? This thing interests them. How does she spend her free time? What does she remember? Do you want to have your own business? Why do you support them? Where do you work? What does your boss promise? Does your teacher agree with it? Where do they live? My friends have an interesting offer. What do they offer? Why does it happen so often? How does his girlfriend look like? What do you need? How does she speak English? When did the lesson start? Do those things interest her? Does she want to become a teacher? My brother tries to learn English. Why does your friend think so? Does he live there? Why do you think so? Those things interest her. Does she try to do it? Do we learn English effectively? Do these boys show good results? Why does that thing seem bad? Where does his neighbor work? What do your clients usually answer? Or what do your clients usually reply? Why does this student need to learn English? What do they want to say? Why does your aunt want to rent a flat? When does she see him? Why does your best friend hate it? Does she often visit him? Does she like this subject? Does she talk to him? Do you have an interesting offer now? Does he play the piano? These results don't seem good. What do they sell there? Why do you use the internet so often? Does this story seem short? Does your husband usually buy cheap things? That thing doesn't interest them. This house looks very expensive. Does it really help you and your friends? Does he often stay at home? My best friend needs support now. Does that thing seem interesting? Do your colleagues live near this place? Does it seem really interesting? What do they do? Do you try to learn English? Do these girls make mistakes when they speak English? Why do you believe him? Where do they see her? Why do they refuse to do it? Do you live together? Where does his wife work? How does your brother find time for all these things? His parents tell him everything. Where does he go? Our rest doesn't include it. Do you often go there? Your mother doesn't stay at home, she works. My teacher says it. Does he go to bed early? This result seems good. Why does she tell him about it? Does she live there? How does she say it? Does it help you a lot? Or does it help you greatly? Does this result seem very good? How does it work? Does that thing interest you? Do these things interest you? When do you see him? Do they want to try to do it? Why do your parents watch TV so late? When does this lesson usually start? Do their friends usually pay for it? Do they work there? Does she often see her boss? Does the teacher also think so? Where do your parents come home? When do your parents come home? Does she draw well? How does he get money? Where does it happen? Do they often say it? Where does your son study? When do these exams start? Why does it interest you? What does your grandmother grow in the garden? Of course. Certainly. Sure. Does he read newspapers? Does it happen from time to time? How does your sister swim? How do you spend your free time? Does he prefer to learn English here? Does their rest include it? How do teachers explain it? Does he live there? What does he need? Do they help you? Does it seem to her really interesting? Does his student learn English effectively? When does your friend listen to music? What do they sell online? My friend has an interesting offer. Does he need money now? Do you have a brother or a sister? Do I make mistakes? He has his own business. Do your parents know it? What do they know? How do you do these exercises? What results do you have? Okay, very good. Really, this playlist is extremely important, so you can listen to it when you do other things. So it's a very good English grammar and speaking practice. Thank you very much, my friends. Let's continue with your support. Thank you.